Imagine you have spent 4 to 5 years building an exceptional academic profile. Your GPA is excellent, you have completed your internship at a reputable organization. Your professors have written outstanding letters of recommendations for you. You have painstakingly shortlisted universities across the United States, Canada, Germany, and the United Kingdom, cross-referencing QS ranking, calculating tuition fees, and researching faculty members. Everything seems perfect, and then you discovered an examination that can significantly impact your application outcome. One test, one score, one factor that can dramatically strengthen or weaken your chances of admission to your dream university. And that examination is known as Graduate Record Examination, shortly GRE. But here is a surprising fact. Most students spend months preparing for it without ever understanding why the exam exists in first place. And if you start preparing for it without understanding its purpose, you'll be putting significantly more effort, and that too in the erroneous direction than it needs to be. So in this video, we will try to understand not only what the GRE exam is, but also its purpose, why university trust it, what GRE assesses, its structure, and other surprising facts about it. So fasten your seatbelt and get ready for a smooth ride, because by the end of this video, your entire approach to GRE will be transformed. Let's begin. Imagine you are a university admission officer. You received 20,000 applications for just 500 seats. Every applicant has good grade. Every applicant claims to be hardworking. Every applicant writes that they are passionate about their field. So how do you compare students who come from completely different universities, different countries, different educational systems, different grading standards? And that's exactly the problem GRE was designed to solve. But does GRE predict academic success? We'll come to this question in just a few minutes. But before that, let's try to understand the exam. GRE stands for Graduate Record Examination. It's a standardized examination administered by ETS, the Educational Testing Service. ETS is an independent, non-profit organization based out of New Jersey, USA. Thousands of graduate schools across more than 90 countries recognize GRE as one of the important components of application process. Now, notice something important. I mentioned one component, not the only component. Your academic transcript, your statement of purpose, your letters of recommendation, your work experience, your research experience, and your GRE score collectively help universities evaluate your application. GRE provides a standardized method of assessing applicants from diverse educational background. And that distinction is absolutely critical to understand. Now, here is a question that haunts many applicants. If university already have your GPA, a measure of your hard work over 4 or 5 years, why does a single examination get to challenge it? Isn't your college performance enough? Let's try to answer this question. Let's consider two students. One graduates from a highly competitive university where grade deflation is common. Earning an A requires exceptional performance. Another graduates from a smaller institution where grading standard is significantly lenient. Both have identical GPAs, but does that necessarily mean they possess identical academic abilities? Not necessarily. University faces this challenge every admission cycle. GRE attempts to create a common benchmark, a level playing field. GRE provides a standardized method to assess applicants from diverse educational background. But GRE cannot measure research potential, creativity, perseverance, leadership, etc. Though it provides an useful evidence about a student's reasoning ability, analytical thinking, and problem-solving skill under time pressure. And that's precisely why many universities value it in today's time. But here is where many students assume something. They assume the GRE is simply an MCQ based exam. Others believe it's only a basic math and English test. And interestingly, both the assumptions are incorrect. So what exactly does the GRE assess? Let's examine its structure. The GRE general test consists of three major components: The first is analytical writing, the second is verbal reasoning, and the third is quantitative reasoning. Each section measures a completely different set of cognitive abilities. Instead of testing what you have memorized, it tests how effectively you can think, and that's a subtle but significant difference. Let me briefly explain each section. Analytical writing measures your ability to construct logical argument, not just good grammar. You will receive a complex issue and you need to develop a well-reasoned response with clear structure, relevant evidence, and acknowledgement of counter-arguments. It's not about flowery language, it's about clarity of thought. Verbal reasoning evaluates your comprehension, reasoning, and command of language, not just good vocabulary. You will encounter dense passages, nuanced sentences, and subtle word distinctions. The exam tests whether you can grasp author's intent, identify assumptions, and understand the logic behind complex arguments. Quantitative reasoning assesses your mathematical reasoning and problem-solving abilities, not just direct application of formulas. You will receive questions for arithmetic, algebra, geometry, and data analysis. But the challenge lies in interpreting math-based scenarios, recognizing patterns, and finding effective solutions. Graduate schools requires you to think critically, analyze complex information, and solve problems under pressure. The GRE evaluates these cognitive abilities because they are essential for success in rigorous academic programs. But here is something that surprises most students when they discover that GRE is not just another test, it's a game of strategy. Because GRE is section adaptive. Both quant and verbal reasoning sections have two modules. Your performance on the first module determines the difficulty of the second. The second harder module gives you the opportunity to score higher. Here's the strategy. Approach the first module with complete focus and intensity. Don't treat it lightly. Give it your absolute best because it sets the trajectory for everything that follows. Both verbal and quantitative reasoning sections scored from 130 to 170. Analytical writing is scored from 0 to 6. Now here is another question. What's a good score? See, it's contextual, not absolute. A 320 might be highly competitive for one program but merely average for another. Research your specific programs and their mean, median, max, and average GRE score. That's your real target. So let's summarize what we have covered today. The GRE is a standardized examination administered by ETS. It provides universities with a common benchmark for comparing applicants. It has 3 sections and uses section adaptive format. Understanding the purpose of GRE and other nuances help you prepare strategically and intelligently. If you found this video valuable, consider subscribing and liking it. Drop a comment below. Until then, keep learning, keep questioning, and remember, success in the GRE isn't determined by how hard you study. It's determined by how intelligently and strategically you prepare. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.